Hi, I am Irina, a local realtor here in Hawaii. Welcome back to my Hawaii Home Loan Guide. Today we are talking about refinancing and how you can strategically reposition your finances.
Financing, there's two types, what we call a rate and term refinance. Why you're doing it, reduce your interest rate, or maybe you're going to convert from a 30-year fixed to a 15-year fixed or something like that. So there's got to be a benefit to doing a refinance. Usually, if you're trying to get a better rate, you need about a 1% reduction in rate to make sense of it. Generally, when you refinance, you're going to pay an underwriting fee of $1,150. You're going to pay for an appraisal. The escrow fee is always about $600. So the underwriting fee and the escrow fee are generally fixed. The appraisal can vary a little bit, few $100s. And then the title fee, that does vary based on the loan amount. So at $500,000, you're probably looking at a title fee of $1,700. At $2 million, you're probably looking at $4,300. It takes about a year of lower interest rate or lower mortgage payments to cover those closing costs. So you're not going to get your money back in a lower rate for about 12 months. I mean, that's usually typical.
If you own a home, you might be sitting on equity, and that equity could be an important part of your long-term wealth strategy.
You want cash out. So there's all this equity. So how many hundreds of thousands of dollars do you have in your property that's earning a 0% rate of return? So a lot of people would do a cash out refinance to put that money to work as much of it as they can. And
Uh-huh.
one, you have to afford new payment if you're cashing out. If you want cash out, how much do you need and can you afford it? And then what are you going to do with that money? I think the best place is to go buy real estate. It's called leverage. I can prove to you that you can almost invariably invest in real estate and earn a 20 to 25% rate of return. And let's say the property costs $1 million. I like round numbers. And you pull $300,000 out of your current residence to buy that property. And let's say the property's got a couple of places that can be rented out. You're going to generate about 4,000 a month, which would be about typical for $1 million property that might have an ADU or whatever else. Now the cost to you on that home is going to be more than that at first, about 4,700 a month. But remember, you're locking in your mortgage, and over time the rents are going to go up, and you'll eventually break even and start cash flowing. But when you first start out, maybe you're negative cash flowing 8,400 a year. But think about your depreciation deduction. You're going to get about $27,000 in depreciation deduction. Let's say you're paying in the realm of 35% federal and state income tax. So you're getting a tax savings of about $9,500 more than your negative cash flow. So you're paying monthly cash out, but you're going to pay less in tax. And so it balances out pretty nicely. But you're going to get about $50,000 a year in annual appreciation, and that will go up over time. You're going to get an average of about $23,000 in principal reduction over time. So the annual rate of return on your $300,000 investment is 24%. And you almost can't miss on this. I mean, it's truly amazing the benefits of owning a home, an investment property. You're generating, you're going from generating 0% rate of return on your equity in your home to 24%. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. And this formula is almost unbreakable if you buy the right property. You can't do that in the stock market because you can't leverage purchases in the stock market. So if you want to keep your equity working for you, and this is for people that are in their working years, maybe not retirement years, but cash out refinance is a great thing. By reinvesting the equity in your current real estate into new real estate. Buy a property, you sit on it for a few years until it builds up enough equity. You do a refinance on that property, and then you buy a new property. The new property that you're buying is a new primary residence because you get the lowest rate. You move out of the old property and rent it out, and now you got a new property. And then a few years, you can refinance both of those homes and get enough equity to buy a new primary residence. So you're always buying a primary residence. And that way you keep your interest rates as low as possible. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Expect about a 5% growth in value in a home every year. And some years are more, some years are less, but on average, it averages out to about 5%. So, I mean, you don't need too many homes to be making $100,000, $200,000 a year of new wealth every year. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
If you're curious how refinancing could look like in your situation, let's talk.